I feel like this is an important distinction to make. I'm actually not pro carnivore diet. I don't really believe in the carnivore diet, but what I do believe in is a gut healing diet that is animal based. The traditional carnivore diet is not going to include any of the gut healing elements, and over time has been shown to actually decrease beneficial microbes because there's nothing actually feeding them. And for people who are doing it really incorrectly, you're not even replenishing with good bacteria through things like raw milk kefir and raw yogurt and all of those types of good things that are technically allowed on the carnivore diet, but most people don't include them. So what I am an advocate for is animal-based nutrition. So we're not getting a majority of our nutrients from plants. It's just not possible. It's not the most bioavailable to our bodies and not accessible. It's not going to be the most nourishing. If you just Google search the difference between raw beef liver and like celery, you're not going to get the same nutrient profile from a plant. There are properties that plants do give us that I think are really beneficial, that I do think that this whole carnivore movement does tend to miss, and those are the things that actually can be the most healing for our gut, the most detoxifying for our body, for the average person's body. What I often see with people with carnivores, they have this trend where they will feel amazing if they're doing it conventionally and they're not doing any of the gut healing stuff. They'll feel amazing because all of a sudden they're getting nourished. All they're eating is the building block foods. They're eating really nutrient dense because essentially they're eating the most bioavailable forms of all these nutrients. They feel great. A lot of autoimmune conditions can decrease like crazy, but then over time they start to become really hypersensitive to some foods. And the reality is that the time of not having anything that feeds that bacteria, so no fiber, but also no beneficial bacteria, eventually does impact the microbiome. If you're going to be long-term on a carnivore diet, you need to be on the carnivore GAPS diet, which pays attention to the bacteria in the gut and makes sure to include fermented foods, homemade raw fermented dairy, things that will be building up your immune system and your gut lining in addition to the building blocks. That type of diet, there's nothing wrong with it. But the way we've conventionally been doing it, where we're just like eating cheese and ground beef patties all day long, that's not going to cut it, and oftentimes eventually you'll plateau in your healing. So if you're ready to get started and you want to know the most foundational foods for rebuilding your gut lining, not just making yourself feel better with all of the amazing animal-based building blocks, but really getting to the root cause of what's going on with your chronic symptoms, you can comment masterclass and I'll send you the link to my free Food as Medicine masterclass that teaches you the top 3 nourishing gut healing foods that do exactly what the carnivore diet does, but also they make sure that you're actually keeping good bacteria going in your gut without even fully depending on plants.